Peace and love, family. Peace and love, peace and love. I bring you to another episode of Build or Destroy. I am your host, Born a Law L, and this is where we break away the rumors from the real, the facts from the fiction, the what is from the what it ain't. Because you know, if you let a lie live long enough, it becomes the truth. So on this platform, what we do is dispel all the lies, rumors, falsehoods, innuendos, and straight up BS. Because on this platform, we do not do gossip. We do not do gossip. We do not do gossip. So before we get into subject matter, hit the like button. Hit the like button and share this content. Because on Build or Destroy, it's each one teach one. So hit the like button, share the content, and become a subscriber. Subscribe to the channel so you get all the latest fresh and hot content that drops from Firstborn Productions Inc. on your YouTube channel. Once again, we do take cash out donation at $7BUILD. That's $7BUILD. That's cash out donation. $7BUILD. So without further ado, let's build. Have y'all been paying attention? Have y'all been paying attention? You see, I'm trying to keep it real cozy right now. Feel me? Trying to keep it real cozy right now. Because even in Florida, it's 30 degrees. The iguanas is falling out the trees. So if you wanted to vacation somewhere, didn't make no sense for you to leave New York to go down in Miami. Iguanas is falling out the trees down there. Cause they got the same weather we got. Go figure. Go figure. Build or Destroy degree in the 1 to 40 lessons. What makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? Yeah, what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? So we going through that science right now. Where the weather's flip-flopping on everybody. Even my cousin Texas called me and let me know it snowed in Texas. And it's 30-something degrees down there. So you see me quite cozy as we do in the belly of the beast, NYC. You know what I'm saying? Apparel, a courtesy of Rich Family Clothing Co. Yeah, that's how we doing it, man. Because anything else is uncivilized. And here, our job is to civilize the uncivilized, to uplift fallen humanities. Let me give a shout out to my brother Tony Ayo, Uncle Murder. They just dropped their new platform. You know what I'm saying? I checked it out. It was quite interesting. Little sports view. Nonetheless, I got my sports channel too. 50, 40, 90 sports. And tomorrow we're going to be going over all the trades and all that stuff that happened in the NBA. Because in the NBA, we about to get into the second half of the season after the All-Star break. Plus, I'm going to preview the Super Bowl and all of that. Give you my predictions and everything. But let's get back to sun, moon, stars. Man, woman, child, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Let's get back to sun, moon, stars, man, woman, child, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Because that's what we doing here. You know what I'm saying? We nation building here. We nation building right here. So please understand that we gotta drop science with you for Black History Month. Let me scratch that. Nubian My Story Month. Nubian My Story Month. Because that's what it is. It's my story and I'm a Nubian. Yeah, Nubian My Story Month. Even though they gave us the shortest month of the year to build or destroy on our culture, let's start destroying on falsehoods and building on positives. Let's do that. Let's also understand how we never get our true respect for being natives and original people of this land. Yeah, I know y'all see all the ICE stuff going on and whatnot down there in Minnesota. And my heart truly goes out to that. But at the same time, I have to do reflection on what my people have been going through. Yeah, I gotta do true reflection on what my people is going through. Before I can even worry about others, I gotta worry about self. That's a part of having knowledge of self. It's self-preservation and love for self. Because when you have love for self, you're going to deal with that first and foremost. If you don't love yourself, how you going to have love for others? So let's start on the love for self, y'all. Can we love ourselves more this month? And by loving ourselves, we can transition that feeling out to others, you know what I mean? But first, let's start loving on self. Because I see what's going on in Minnesota. It's kind of weird to me, but I'm using my third eye. And my third eye reminds me that in the same state of Minnesota, our good brother George Floyd was murdered there by the hands of the police. Well, I ain't forget about that. See, one of our biggest mistakes is our memory. We don't have a good memory on things. Because in that same state, when the good brother George Floyd was murdered at the hands of the police unlawfully, I didn't see all of these Caucasoids running around talking about we're going to march and protest. I didn't see one Caucasoid step up for George Floyd in real time. Now, because ICE is there, I see Caucasians going crazy about this shit, man. And what is this, to protect Mexican people? So-called Mexicans? We're going to get into their true culture and nature another time. But let's go with the connotation that everyone knows. So we out here protecting the Caucasians is out here protecting the Mexicans. When it was the Nubians that built this country for everybody to ride on, nobody protested and ran up for us. Nobody said we helping our neighbors when that happened. Now all of a sudden we gotta band together for this. And I don't have no problem with banding together, but let's do things the right way in a proper perspective. Yeah, let's do things in the right way in a proper perspective. Where was the love for us when our people was getting murdered out here? Not when, and it still is happening. Where's the love for us? Why is the Caucasian going so hard for this situation and not even blinking when something happens to us? And why should we have to follow suit of what's going on when we don't get no justice? So I don't want to sound belligerent, but just do the knowledge of what I'm saying. Do the knowledge of what I'm saying. Use your third eye, man. Use your memory banks. And in this particular state, it's predominantly Caucasian. I know Nubians is all over the world, in every part of the world, because God left this for us to inherit, man, and take care of. But in every part of the world there's Nubians. But predominantly in Minnesota, it's Scandinavians. They even got a football team that represents their culture and what they stand for there. The Minnesota Vikings, man. And they got a Caucasoid on the helmet. So please help me understand how the Caucasian is going so hard for the Amarukans and not for the Nubians right now. And why should we go hard for this situation when we still got our own problems to deal with? And I'm not about the separation and divide and conquer. I'm just talking about the love for self right now. I'm not perpetuating divide and conquer and separation right now. I'm just focusing on the love for self. They only gave us 28 days to reflect on our whole culture. So I got no time to reflect on nothing else right now when I'm giving glory to the ancestors and all that. Freak, I'm gonna get that system set up soon, you know what I mean? That's my niece, she gave me a nice headset and recording system. I'm gonna get it set up. There's so much going on, I still gotta drop the knowledge to our people though. Cause like I said, my duty is to civilize the uncivilized and uplift all the humanities. So just understand that, man. Let's build love for self, man. Okay, first and foremost. And where did all these people get this marching and protesting from? That's our schematics. From the civil rights era, that's our schematics to march and protest and all of that. But you gotta understand, we did it on a non-violent tip, and we were still abused and brutalized. We not walking around with a gun and 2 magazines on our side. We just had arm, leg, arm, head, man. Supreme head. That's all we had. Arm, leg, arm, supreme head. No weapons, man. Non-violent. Because the lethal weapon is your mind, man. The lethal weapon is your mind. So I'm sorry that's going on in Minnesota. The Caucasians are finally finding out that white privilege don't go that far. It's about the dollar bill, y'all. Because you thought you was Caucasian, you thought these injustices couldn't be perpetrated on you? Now cipher. So I bring you this message in earnest, man. In the Nubian My Story month. Not Black History. Because in law, black means dead. And history is his story. You gotta tell your story. But to tell your story, you gotta know your story. Once again, like, share, subscribe. This concludes another episode of Build or Destroy. As always, I've been your host, Born of Law L. Peace and love.